and my team will book the celebrity on and we'll make it work. Now, without further ado,
I
I
gotta flip it.
believe we have a Hawaiian t-shirt looking dude, and we have the, oh, wow, I didn't even realize. So, guys, guess what? So, coming to theaters in 2022, and I'm going to break this news, it's exclusive. John Amos is going to be playing the brand new Superman. So give it up to John Amos. We got Superman coming at us, which is going to be awesome. I'm excited about this. You know, it's about time we got a tough Superman coming into the theater. That's all I have to say. Because this Superman, I'm sorry, man, he's getting a little light. You know, we need a tough guy. We need a new Superman type of thing like they're doing now. Like, you know, because that whole Superman battling Batman, I mean, let's keep it real. Seriously, how can an immortal battle a human being and actually be a contest? That doesn't even make sense. Like, does anybody disagree with me on that? I mean, I think that's pretty crazy. I think we're almost done.
We're live.
Are we live?
Hey.
As far as I know, we are.
Don, how you doing, man?
So far, so good. Good to see you again, man. How you been?
I've been amazing. I've been great. Thank you to you and a lot of the other celebrities coming on to the show. The show is actually being looked at right now by a lot of great people. So I want to personally thank you for that. They just love the originality of it. And yeah, it's about keeping positive energy in the world right now.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate
Man, you are knocking them out on TikTok.
Oh yeah, that video you guys posted that I just did is crazy.
Good.
I had fun with that. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Always do.
So, are you guys in Jamaica right now?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I see that. You guys are just living it up. I'm hanging out here in New York City. I'm a little jealous right now. I wish I was out there with you guys.
Oh, man, I tell you. We got the Jamaican food with the sunshine, the ocean. We got it going on, buddy.
Oh, yeah? Well, you know what? I could do one better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to tell you right now. I mean, I'm going to just turn around. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to hang out on my beach. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate you.
Looking good, buddy. Looking good.
So beautiful.
Come on. Like you went to Hawaii. You went to Hawaii though, man. You went to the different island.
Yeah, man, I love Hawaii. Hawaii was great. Well, I figured I didn't want to rain on your parade. I wanted to, you know, have my own vacation. You know, girl over here bought me a margarita. Tasted like crap, but you know, that's what it is.
Aloha.
Aloha. And you guys, how long you been in Jamaica right now? A couple of days?
Yeah, this will be about our third night down here in the grill.
So we're going to go back and forth, do a little Quentin Tarantino type of thing, forward, backwards, have fun with this interview like we always do. So Casey, let's start with you. We've been talking a lot. And first of all, mad congratulations, because John, when I was talking to Casey, one of the things I love about your son, first of all, we get along phenomenal. I can't have enough hours talking with your son. He's a great guy. But I love the fact that even though we know who his father is, which is you, Casey really went out and really made his own mark.
Yes, he did.
In Hollywood. And I've been following him for a long time. And now I think your boat has come to shore there, big man, because you guys are in Jamaica right now filming a video. And why don't you tell us about that? Because I don't want to spoil it for everybody else.
Well, we just finished a music video, the official music video for Because of Charlie, that we shot the day after it premiered at the Florida Film Festival, which is, by the way, an accredited film festival by the Academy. So it's really well respected, and because you know we just paid homage to the film with a little soundtrack music video, a lighthearted film, but you know, all the cast got to come together and shoot that. So we're just doing some pickups down here in Jamaica that involve, you know, hurricane somewhat related subject matter and images.
All right. So when you guys were shooting Charlie, 'cause I read the brief verb of it. Now, obviously, it's a family that went down, I believe, to South Florida, and it was just a regular family just looking to have a regular good time. And then Charlie meaning Hurricane Charlie, right?
Right.
So how did you guys do this film? Did you use any wind tunnels? Were you inside a studio to do this, or did you actually take real footage from the hurricane itself and incorporate it into the movie?
Well, for the most part, this family hunkers down in a home, so there was great use of lighting, like through the windows, and the old-fashioned trick of holding the hose up in front of the window. But you know, it looks almost better than rain does. Like if you shoot it in the right places, if you shoot an interior. So we play with the shadows and cinematic images in subtle fashion like that. And there's a couple times where the tree falls onto Pops, it breaks through the window, and we went on a soundstage for that scene. And Pops actually looked like a stunt man. Like that's no double. He's laying up under the tree. They put the fake blood on him, and man, I walked in the studio. I almost got concerned, you know, but he was all good.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's been doing stuff like that for years now. Let me ask something. So some of the stars you have in here besides John, you have Ashley Jones and Joshua Wade. Now, I've never asked you before, how do you go about picking the right character, right? The right person for this character? Is it a long process, or do you just hoping that somebody walks in, you're like, that's it? Or is it something you have to go in stages?
That's a question that's best put to KC as a director. Myself as an actor, I work with anybody as long as they don't affect my paycheck. You got it, Case. Take it.
You know, working with everybody's a little bit. Everybody has a different work style and flow. But if you can form a camaraderie early on and kind of know what each other's strengths and weaknesses are, then that's a better situation going into the field and moving forward.
Amen.
All right. Now,
Save a
when
lot
you
of time.
guys did this, what was that?
No, I just say you save a lot of time if you can get that straightened out before you start shooting. You know exactly what your relationship is. I'm just speaking from an actor's standpoint to a director. The better rapport I have with that director, the better the end product is going to be on the screen, I feel.
All right, and I agree with you on that. So, John, how is it playing your character in this film? Was there anything about it that hit home with you that made it even more personal, or did you have to study up on families that actually went through this?
Well, I tell you, in my own family, I lived in California for quite a period of time, and both my children were much younger. In fact, Casey wasn't born, but we survived a couple of earthquakes and a forest fire. We had to evacuate a couple of times, my wife and my then infant daughter, and it was traumatic. But it was one of those things you get through, you take it in stride, and you keep going. And you're grateful for the fact that we survived it, because we lost some friends when we lived in Topanga Canyon, and there was a earthquake and there was a fire. We lost friends. We lost people we knew. And that brings it home a little bit more as to how grateful we are to have survived not just those, but other tragic or potentially tragic incidents. So far, so good. I just take it a day at a time and keep on pushing, man. What else to do?
Exactly, and I like that. Casey, how is it to direct films, even though it's your dad? Obviously, there has to be a professionalism there as well. Do you find it easier, or is it sometimes, because you guys are both very good at what you do you find sometimes, even though you're very close, because you can see how close you are in pictures and all the videos you guys do on TikTok, are there moments where you kind of like butt heads, but in a professional manner, and it gets a little hard to talk because you are your father and son at the end of the day? Because you know how people say keep professional away from personal? Well, this is a little different. So how do you guys handle that when something comes up?
I mean, we just have a deal, like you just tell each other how we feel inside, you know, because that's the most important part. That you're feeling the project and you're comfortable with it and you're ready to proceed. Either one of us, you know. So if we get into a little situation where some words are exchanged, we have a deal that in the morning everything's gonna be cool and we're just gonna brush it off, but we got to be able to express ourselves, you know, because it's gonna happen. Any grown individual trying to make some moves, especially in the cinematic realms, is gonna have to come to terms with working with several people, if not more. So the best way is to just surround yourself, do like Spielberg, surround yourself by the best and put your best foot forward and go for it, And in the morning, we have a saying, and Amos says, in the morning, every morning's a new day.
Right.
We ain't gonna sit there and talk about, hey man, you wanted to do one thing in 11 at night, and I wasn't ready to do it or whatever. Like, in the morning it's a new day, and we did the best we could.
Yeah, and I love that about you guys. Now, the festivals that you're attending right now, I believe there's a lot of great independent films. How do you guys like going to indie film festivals compared to the major film festivals? Do you see a different vibe when you go in there? Because when I go to them, when they're more independent film festivals, there's so much more love in the room, right, than there is on the celebrity festivals. How are you guys finding it out there right now in Jamaica?
I agree. I think it's the independent filmmakers, the guys that are not attached or under duress or under control of major studios, that are really carving the way for film. They're not preoccupied with how much their film is going to gross or will it win awards. They're doing it for the love. In most cases, not all cases, but certainly in most cases, these young filmmakers are doing it for the love of making a film about a subject that they are intrigued with and that they feel warrants some cinematographic history. And I'm looking forward to the next generation of young filmmakers with the technology that I'm seeing. Thank goodness my son, who's a graduate of CalArts, got his master's in live action film. He stays abreast of this stuff. Where I, as a dinosaur, with over 50 years in this business, I feel like I'm being brought out of the Stone Age into the Space Age. It's amazing to me, the very fact that you and I can communicate to the degree that I can be a guest on your show. Here I am in Jamaica. We've spoken from Colorado. We've established a relationship, and yet we have yet to meet in New York or any other place face to face for any length of time. That in itself tells me about the technology that exists today. Films are being made by crews that never even see each other. One guy sends in his work, another guy sends in his work, or another lady sends in her work, and yada yada, and it all comes together. Technically, to me, it's not only revolutionary, it's mind staggering. The technology that exists today, and my son is right on top of it. He and his colleagues, he's got a wonderful buddy that he's worked with on just about every project, Selvin, and between the two of them, they can get a film made that looks like it cost the studio $50 million, and they can darn near do it out of pocket money because of the technology. To me, it's incredible.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with you, because all the promos that I do and the ones that KC does all the time with you, a lot of people ask me, how many people do I have working for me to do these promos every day? And I'm like, nobody. They're like, are you serious? I'm like, no, it's just me. What I do is every night I write a storyboard.
Yeah.
I go over the guests that I have and try to think of something comedic that I can turn into what they have done or what they're doing. And then once you have a storyboard, it's very easy to go out and shoot. You shoot 20 scenes that could take like an hour. You go home, and then the best part about it is editing. And editing is what really makes the film. And the only thing I don't like is about the New Age thing is, a lot of people are asking me to be in some of their films because they like the way I do things and I will look or whatever. My face is my mother. So, and I think we just lost KC. So they're probably at a little out, guys. So give them a couple of moments. I'm sure KC will be right back. Hope you guys are enjoying this interview so far. We're on live with Casey Amos and John Amos, straight from Jamaica, and we're talking about the film Because of Charlie. Because of Charlie is a film that was done in South Florida about a family who was on vacation, and Charlie was actually in the name of the hurricane that obviously affected them really hard. And we're talking about that independent film because right now they're in Jamaica promoting it out in at the film festival out there, and hopefully we'll get them right back. I'm just waiting for Casey to log in, and we'll get this going. Hey, if you guys have any questions for Casey and John when they come right back, let me know if I could see it on the phone because I have to get some glasses. So I could definitely ask those questions. And like I said, in season 2, we're going to be setting up a platform on our website, FaceTime@ToddWarden.com. We're going to be setting up a question for each show. If you have a question for one of our guests, my team will pick 3 people. It's like a lottery. And we'll ask those 3 questions, and we'll also announce the person that has asked the question to make it even more of an engaging interview. So, for example, let's say Sherwin, who just popped in, he asked a question. We would be like, hey guys, so we got a question from Sherwin from whatever, Florida, or, he wants to know blah, blah, blah. And what that'll do is it'll make it a little more engaging to the celebrities and the people that are on here right now watching. So again, I apologize for technical difficulties. Like I said, they're out in Jamaica. They're having a little service issue, so hopefully they can get that rectified, and we can go from there. I'm going to ask them a little bit about Coming to America, about the music video that Casey's doing right now as well, and we'll probably have to wrap it up at 8 because obviously I have studio time for an hour. But if I can extend it, I will for everybody here in my virtual audience that's been very patient. So I appreciate you guys for being here. What did they say? Diamond Rope, Jamaica got that Curry Wi-Fi. That's funny, man. That's funny. They got that Curry Wi-Fi. Oh, man. And who else we got on here? Janet Jackson. Oh, Phyllis Janet Jackson. Okay, I see the name you're taking. We got my boy John from Lounge Studios just came on. John, what's going on? We're just waiting for Casey to come back. They having a little problem with their Wi-Fi out in Jamaica. So hopefully we can get that back in a minute. If you guys don't know, John's a great guy. He works at Lounge Studios here, always helping me out, and I appreciate him for that. And so guys, to talk about what's coming up again, tomorrow night I have a legendary R&B singer, Shirley Jones, going to be on here tomorrow night. Shirley Jones is from the iconic The Jones Girls. So I'm looking forward to chopping it up with her. And then Saturday, we have another legend coming on, Sadat X from the group Brand Nubian. So punks jump up to get beat down. That's my song. I love that stuff. So we got them. And then obviously I'll do the next week's promo for my guest coming up on next week. But definitely tune in to the last week in April. Like I said, we're going to be ending season 1 in April. And I'm honored to have the creator of the Village People, Felipe Rose, going to be on here to close it out. Felipe plays the tribal Indian in the Village People. So hopefully we can get him out. Let me see if I could send Casey another invite just to make sure that we can get them to come back. Let's try that one more time. Okay, I think Casey just came back in. I just sent him an invite. So let's see if we can get him back.
You sure we're gonna have that charge for a while?
I don't know, Dad. It's been as long as you've been sitting there.
There you go. I got him now. Yeah, you know what, guys? Sometimes you live by the technology, you die by technology.
We're back.
I've learned that a long time ago, Casey. Believe me. And
Turn it up a little bit. There you go. We're back.
All right. So like I was saying, John, the touch base, I agree with you. Technology is great. You get to do a lot of amazing things. The only thing I don't like about it is, and obviously COVID caused a lot of this, that's why everything's changing. And it's going to be a couple of years until we get back to where we were before, if we even get back there. Because as you guys are noticing, film studios now are taking everything right to Netflix, right to Amazon. And they're also finding that more and more people are now staying home more, watching movies. And they're also finding that they make more money by going right to digital. So the question is going to be now is what's going to happen in movie theaters? Because me personally, I'd rather go see Coming to America on a big screen than watch it on my big screen at home. There's just something about going to a theater with hundreds of people and everybody laughing at the same time. You know, to me, having a movie without a theater is kind of like having a comedian without an audience. You know,
I
there's
agree.
just,
I couldn't agree
you know,
more.
yeah. So let's touch base about Coming to America also. Obviously, we all have, most of us seen that film, amazing film. And I'm finding out that you're marketing this thing now in Africa because for some reason it wasn't getting marketed properly. How are you handling that right now? Because that's marketing is a big deal when it comes to marketing a film. How are you guys dealing with that right now?
Well, it's been incredible because earlier on in my career and through the course of my career, I would frequent Africa and try and stay in touch with, or at least be somewhat conversant with, African filmmaking, the process, the individuals involved, both in front of and behind the camera. And now it's all come full circle that Eddie has agreed that it would be propitious and good business to expand the market for the film into Africa. And the best way to do that would be by hands-on. That is, making myself available to some very, very interesting interviewers in various parts of the continent, Lagos, Liberia, where at one time I lived and worked, and various other parts of the continent. These are large, large populations, and needless to say, because of the success of the first film, there's a tremendous following, and there was a tremendous anticipation in the African market for the sequel. So it just seemed natural to exploit it and to take advantage of it. And I say it's a good business move on the studio's part, as well as advanced thinking by Eddie Murphy and the powers that be. The entire cast, I'm sure, would be receptive to at some point doing more to expand the influence of the film in the African market, because there is a relationship that is just waiting to be totally exploited and developed.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're saying that because, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it's common courtesy. Like they welcome you into their land to shoot a great film, and obviously they expect the same publicity as any other country out there. So I'm loving how you guys are taking a hold of that. I really am. Casey, I know you're working on something else right now. I don't know if you're able to talk about it a little. You have been posting some videos. You able to talk about your other project at the moment, or we have to hold off on it?
Probably talking about "Come and Get Your Baby's Daddy," the new Tiffany Haddish single.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Let's talk about that. So, guys, if you don't know, Casey is directing an amazing video with Tiffany Haddish. Definitely, Casey, tell us about that, man.
Oh, it was a great time to have a rare opportunity for a music video director, and because for one, it was more like a short film. I mean, with the kind of talent we had and the whole story that we wove in between it, it felt like shooting a short film, and we were lucky enough to have Trina on the track. She's a huge musical talent, so it was an honor to get to work with her and Tiffany Haddish, and Jada Pinkett did a small cameo. So, man, and then you got all three of those, and then my pop steps in. So all I had to do was make sure the camera was in the right spot, and I think people are going to enjoy it this summer. It's a lighthearted little single, very vibrant. Told from a very youthful perspective. From the kids' point of view, while they're watching this whole situation go down, about all the drama and hysterics that happen when it's come to get your baby's daddy.
They ain't ready. They ain't ready. But it's funny when I was watching your TikTok video, because she has such a great energy. When she turned around to your father and goes, "Man, once I put this on, you're gonna want to get me pregnant." And the look in your father's face where he's just like, girl, in his head, he's probably like, "Girl, what I've forgotten, you haven't learned yet. And that's the way I was looking at it right there. I'm just like, oh man, this must be such a
Pops,
fun time
Pops
on the
played
set.
it neutral, which is good because I think that's why that clip went viral because he played it neutral, so each viewer can put their own interpretation on what he's thinking. But you know, I'm his own son, and only he knows what he was thinking. You know what I mean? But he's good for that. You can't tell when he's acting or not, man. It's a cold game.
I think I watched that video at least 6, 7 times because it's those moments are what makes everything perfect, right? And I'm glad that back in the day, probably 20 years now or more, films decided to put outtakes at the end because I think the outtakes is what makes the audience engage with the actors
You
because it
got it.
shows their human side,
You got
right?
it. I couldn't agree with you more. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah, and I love it. And you guys must have so many outtakes that I could see you doing like a blooper, like, a rewind. This is what happened with John and Casey in 2020, just like a blooper reel. And I would probably play that over and over again. And I guarantee you TikTok will go crazy if they saw a behind the scenes blooper reel of you two or like what happened in 2020. I think that would be great.
Yeah, we definitely do. Definitely do a blooper reel because I think people love seeing. You know, you can overproduce stuff on TikTok and think about making something for 3 days and all this editing you're gonna do, but they see you in your moment, just living your life, and they connect with that a lot more than all the production value in the world.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, Now, how long you guys are going to be in Jamaica for? For about a week, at least?
Probably another 10 days minimum. You know, we're checking out. Pops is up for a couple acting situations, so we're just trying to time the travel so we ride as many jets as minimum as possible.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine that. Now, I personally have not done it yet. From an actor and director's point of view, how is it to travel all over the place? Do you find jet lag really gets to you hard, and you ever have to just land and be on set like within the hour after you land, and just be like, guys, I can't do this. Like, I haven't slept in like 25 hours, and you guys want me to do this screen. Do you guys find that hard for you, or is this something you had to adjust to?
I found for myself, speaking for myself, that I can sleep on a plane if I know I'm going to work in some distant location and I've got to be on the set and ready to start before camera within a day of my arrival. That's sufficient rest for me. I get there, I decompress. Hopefully, I've studied my lines if it requires it, or I've made arrangements to meet with the other, go over whatever they want to go over with, if any want to, and that's sufficient. It can be jarring at times. I think the most jarring situation I had was in conjunction with a live production I did in England some years ago. I was working on a wonderful play at the Old Vic in England, and I flew there. First of all, that in itself was a long, arduous flight, and arrived there and immediately went into rehearsal, and immediately after the director, a wonderful director, had called for us to begin rehearsing a scene, I fell asleep and stayed asleep for about 4 hours, and the rest of the cast rehearsed. So jet lag can catch you at times, but I think that was the only situation I've ever had where it really, really pulled the curtain down on me, and I just crashed.
Yeah, and I can definitely imagine that. While we have you, and I see Casey's going over, I wanted to ask you something also about Coming to America. Okay. New York is a huge follower of that movie. We've always happened because Bronx, Harlem, and there's a lot of love. Would you guys consider when the laws are up, right? Because I think it's honestly, I think it's due justice that it does get done. Would you guys consider doing a real red carpet here in New York, even if the movie's 7 months out, right? I think it would be great to have the cast and do a real deserved red carpet here in New York that a lot of people can actually attend, because this is probably the final Coming to America from what a lot of people are talking about. I think it would be great for the cast to get one more red carpet together from the old to the new movies. Bring you all together one more time.
Well, I would be receptive, and I'm pretty sure, speaking for my son, he would be receptive, and New York would be the place to do it.
Yeah,
That'd be wonderful, but there'd have to be one stipulation to that happening, that you be the official host of the show from New York. Now, if you'll do that, if you'll commit to it, buddy, I will too. And I
I'm committed.
think he will concur.
I'm committed.
I'll be there.
I'm committed. I think that would be amazing.
All right.
Hey, if we can, honestly, thank you for that, first of all. I mean, honestly, we'll talk offline, but if we can maybe have a Zoom meeting with just everybody and just talk about it and do something for 2022, because at the end of the day, iconic films, the reason why I called iconic, in case you know as a director, iconic films are films that never get old. It doesn't matter if it's from 1920 or now. And there's a reason why It's a Wonderful Life gets reshown every year. It's iconic, right? Coming to America, now the sequel, they're iconic. Good Times, right? Die Hard, iconic. So there's no reason that it can't be done. And it's when I want to prove to people that, yeah, technology is there and we'll be able to watch it on TV. But there's never going to be anything close to being able to see it in person, meet the cast in person, and party like a rock star in person. That's just the way I look at it.
And I think Coming to America, the sequel, deserves that honor. So I'm receptive, as I said, brother. If you're in, I'm in. Let's see if we can make it happen.
Yeah, let's one day do a Zoom call, because I think I'm already picturing the title. Coming to America Comes to New York. Something like that. Something like that. I think I like it. That would be great. Believe me, I can get that done. I work enough with the city, with the security and everything else, that we can definitely set up those meetings, because Times Square Lines, police officers, FDNY, Parks Department, they're all on my speed dial. So that's the easy part. The permits, not a problem.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Coming to America, it looks like we're going to be over at the Skylark Hotel doing a screening of Coming to America. Coming to America for the staff, to build morale during the COVID times and stuff like that. And
here in Jamaica.
Yeah, right here in Jamaica. It's the sister. We're at the Rock Hotel right now. It's their sister hotel about a couple miles down the road.
Well, how's the reception been? Here's a better question. How do you love the fact when you go to another place like Jamaica, outside of your roots, no pun intended, when you meet people, you realize how much of a fan base you both have that are across the world? How does that feel when people come up to you from different countries and just love what you guys are doing? Is it a different feeling than when you are in America?
Well, it's gratifying, because it lets me know that there's the one commonality that my son and I have with all other parents and all of the people who have watched our programs is the love of family. I mean, it's a very simple thing, but we love it. It's gratifying, and it's really why I'm here and why I keep pushing at my age and after all these years in the business. I enjoy it, and I think other families look in on this, other viewers, single, married, whatever, and they see something that they can relate to, and it makes them feel good. And that's what the medium really should be about. We are entertainers at the end of the day. I'm an actor, he's a director who directs actors, with our objective being to make people feel good at the end of the day. So that's the bottom line, and I'm enjoying it probably more than I have at any time in my career. Because I'm not,
and I love it.
It's just sort of happening naturally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I love, like you said, I love how you keep your family together, especially on TikTok, because you can see the love that you two have together. And I love how you're trying to bring that positive energy out into the world that needs it right now. And Casey, how do you come up with all these ideas for your stories on TikTok? Because it's not just 1, 2, 3. Like, I'll literally be on TikTok. I'll be like, what is this guy dream of this crap and then just wake up and be like, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, and then he
You
grabs
are
down.
on the receiving end of some of this at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning. It's nonstop. It's nonstop, man. But I don't discourage him. Sometimes it's hard for me to be as enthusiastic as he is at the time that he is, but I manage to muster it up. But he keeps it coming. He keeps it interesting, I tell you that.
Yeah, well, I'm a fan of Gary Vee. You know, this social media
Yeah,
guru.
I know Gary Vee.
Guys,
Yeah, I love Gary Vee.
flies around from country to country, like Hong Kong, and doing conference calls at like 30 and 40 grand a pop for half an hour. But he's very knowledgeable about where things are going to be in a couple of years. And if you go back 50 years, 100 years, 40 years, what you had to do to set up distribution, if you wanted to sell a couch, if you wanted to sell anything, you know what I mean, your craft or your service, you pretty much had to rent a place and set up shop and get a license and go and be down in the corner and maintain it and the whole nine. But nowadays, it's at the tip of your finger. Every single person has a device in their phone, so it might be a little overboard right now. But if you think about what is TikTok going to be in 2 or 3 years, is it going to replace channel 2, 4, and 7? You know, and we're all just sitting there and that's all there is. You know, so I encourage anybody like with a phone that has the wherewithal, you know, to start posting stuff on a daily basis, because in a couple of years, I think that's all they're going to be.
Yeah, God, I hope not. I really, really hope not, because I love watching all those channels.
Time will tell, brother. Time will tell.
Well, I'm gonna kick Time's ass if it changes, seriously, because I don't want it to do that at all. Because just imagine like our whole lives are like TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. It's like it's gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna feel like freaking Captain Hook and waiting for the crocodile to come eat me. I'm like, I don't want to hear TikTok anymore. I want to live life. Exactly. John, I got one question.
So, like, I'm the only one wakes up. A couple times he woke me up at 2, 3 in the morning with a TikTok idea. So, you know, it's all about whenever we catch the vibe. You know, I catch it 24/7, or at least try to give it a shot. You know, but Pops, he catch the vibe sometimes, and when he gets an idea, I think he's directed about 7 of them, and he's done the lead part. That was his idea, and about at least half a dozen, also other ones. So we're a team here. I go for the deep cuts. He pulls for the classics. And every once in a while we knock them out of the park. There's a few bloopers in there, but if you stick around long enough, you're going to find something for yourself.
I believe it. I believe it. John, I got a question from one of our guests. They'd like to know, are you looking to write a book and publish it so people can read about your story?
Yeah, it's underway. Let me say that. Because I look at this point in my life and my career, and I'm long overdue. I've been approached in the past, but now I'm seriously undertaking outlining chapters in my life. And again, having my son here, he's working on a film autobiography, and I'm writing my life story, I guess you could say. It's been a long and circuitous route, but it's been an adventure, and I've loved it. For the most part, I've loved every phase of it. It's been interesting. It's allowed me to meet some of the iconic actors and directors in this industry, people that I saw on television as a kid. I got to grow up and know them and work with them. I've had a wonderful, wonderful career and a wonderful life, and it's afforded me the experience of meeting people all over the planet and living in different parts of the planet and finding out one thing that should be common knowledge. We're all basically the same. We all basically want the same thing. You know, we want our families to be safe and well provided for. That's our first objective. And then to be as comfortable as possible in our own little world, and then to share with others if you have, you know, sufficient surplus to do so. So I'm grateful. Show business and the entertainment business and acting and writing, the writing has been the way I started in the industry as a writer, and now it's come full circle, and I find my greatest satisfaction comes with a pencil and a legal tablet, and that's all I need. Ultimately, I'd like to go high tech, so I got someone to help me do that in my son and my assistants. But for me, the writing is just that, Ticonderoga #2 and a legal tablet, and I'm in business. Give me a sharp point on that pencil, and I can go to town. And have a good eraser on that pencil too. That's my editing process.
Well, we better add a pocket protector if we go get that.
Yeah, Casey probably looks around like, what the heck is all this eraser crap doing all over the thing? It's like, can you use a computer, please? Like, I don't want to keep cleaning this crap up. Like, stop making mistakes. Like, and you're gonna look at him and be like, you're lucky I'm not using a typewriter with whiteout. I'm gonna go make you go to CVS and buy me a whole bunch of that crap.
You're
It's
showing
like,
your age, buddy. Watch it. You're showing your age.
Hey, I don't mind, man. I'm 47. I'm growing. I'm good.
You're
You know,
just getting
if I
started.
can look like you, I'm good.
Who
I'm
doesn't
good.
miss the sound of that typewriter, though, man? Tell me that didn't inspire some beautiful writing. I mean, just you can,
Oh my God!
you can hear
Of
the
course it
wind.
does.
You can hear the letters striking through the wind. Show, show.
Yeah, and who's the guy who ends all the shows where it's a white guy where he does din and he hits it and then the paper flies off into the wind?
Who was that show? It ended every credit, right?
Yeah, they do it at the end of the credits, which is pretty cool. But I love the typewriter sound. It's an old school. You know what it means? The typewriter sound. It means somebody's working. That's what that means. It means somebody's working, and I love it. So we got a couple of minutes left. Like I said, after when you get back from Jamaica, guys, I'd be more than happy if you guys want. Side note, to get on a call and talk about, have a conversation.
Hey, we're gonna
I've
come
been doing that with-
up there and get a Jimmy Buffs, man. I like those Jimmy Buffs. You ever had a Jimmy Buff?
I'll do a Jimmy Buff. But yeah. And Casey and I, me and you, been doing some stuff, and hopefully it's gonna progress. I think it's looking good. By the way, Tom Malloy, actor who I interviewed last week, apparently was at your house. You told me a story about that. Says hi. He's the director, if you guys don't know, from an actor from the Alphabet Killers and Love and Dancing with Betty White. He was on last week, so he gives his love and says hi. And by the way, Roger Paul says hi as well.
Oh,
I wanted to tell you that.
please tell everybody I said, hey, back at you.
Of course, guys. So, guys, thank you again for being on FaceTime with Todd Wharton. Really, really appreciate that. You guys will always have a home in my heart, no matter how big the show gets. You're always welcome here, always. And I'm just honored to have you guys on my show. It does mean a lot to me. It really, really does. So thank you.
I just wanted to give our boy Simbaland, the sneaker surgeon, a shout out for hooking these up.
Oh, I want a pair of sneakers. What's that all about?
This is for everybody that comes over to KC.filmmaker over on TikTok. You get to hang out there for a while and meet the top deck, and sometimes you get invited aboard. And there's some nice benefits that go along with riding the vessel. So come on aboard, KC.filmmaker.
Oh, I love it. Oh, Simbaland, you know I need some sneakers, man. I'll put your advertising up here, man. It's one of my people. You get me some sneaks. I would love that, man.
You got the
That's awesome.
red camera logo for the filmmaker shoes for myself. And then he came with the double alma mater for Pops.
Oh,
One-time
damn.
player for the Kansas City Chiefs and Colorado State.
Ooh, all right.
So much.
All right.
I look forward to being in your company every time you got some free time. You take care of
Me
yourself.
too, man. John, thank you so much. And I
Don't
can't
forget
wait
us when
to
you go network now.
say it again.
Don't you forget us when you go network.
One thing I never forget is family.
All right.
I considered KC family a while ago. He's such a good guy, and getting to know you. Like I said in the beginning of the show, I only surround myself with good people
There you go.
because that positive vibe is what's responsible for all the goodness that you have in your future. And that's why I do what I do.
God bless you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And guys, if you want, you can follow these two gentlemen. Follow KC Amos. That's K.C.Amos on Instagram. Follow official John Amos on Instagram as well. Definitely find them on TikTok, KC Filmmaker. It's dope. I love their videos. And you can follow me, Todd Wharton Official, right here on Instagram. I interview celebrities 5 days a week. And guys, coming up tomorrow night, besides these two gentlemen I'm interviewing now, we got the great Shirley Jones from the Jones Girls going to be here tomorrow night, as well as Friday night we got Sadat X from Brand Nubian.
I'm out.
And I see, oh, all right. Yes, I love it. I love it. That is gorgeous. Wow. Now you guys are making me jealous right now.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely jealous. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Thank
All
you
right,
for
boss.
that.
We're,
That's
we're
awesome.
out.
All right, guys. So like I always saying to John, to Casey, and everybody out there, wear your mask, practice social distancing. We're all in this together because we're human. It's all about that one love factor. And guys, if you're not living a passionate life, then whose life are you living? Have a great night, gentlemen. Stay safe. I'll see you soon.
Amen.